Arizona, homeowner's best friend.
Looking at it from a holistic perspective, that actually is quite easy for us because permaculture, I like to call permaculture the art and science of working with nature. How do we work in the flow of nature and not against nature? That's what we do in permaculture. And I've been studying permaculture since 1991. And Janice?
2019? 2017?
17.
17.
Yeah, 2017, exactly. And by engaging in a permaculture conversation, we're agreeing to stand back and observe and look at all the systems that are interacting with our yards.
It's not just like we have to, but we get to. I think the nice fun thing about permaculture is when your eyes are opened, you can see things in an interconnected way. And it's a lot of fun to be able to pull one string and see how many different things are affected. So when we are looking at gardening and, growing food is not the end all be all of permaculture, which is why it's a good thing to talk about right now, is because growing food is a key aspect but it's not required. So you could do permaculture without doing the gardening. But if you are looking at gardening and all you're looking at is your box of groceries that you're producing for the next month or so, how can we help you look outside that box and consider the whole picture of your yard and your neighborhood and your community, and how can you comfortably look at that and feel confident that you're planning for it? Therefore, holistic garden planning.
And holistic garden is, like you had mentioned, permaculture. It's part of permaculture, or is it above permaculture?
It's connected to permaculture. I think that permaculture is a lifestyle of being able to interact with your space. And a very key element within that can be, but is not required to be, but can be creating a good food system within your space. There are people that don't, but there's more people that do create a food forest, or even just a garden balcony that has, a bunch of food systems in it that they are using. So in permaculture, there is a major room for gardening. In gardening, if you want to do gardening to the most beneficial effect, you're going to want to bring permaculture into it.
And it's a combination of permanent agriculture or permanent culture is how that word comes together.
Yeah. Holmgren and Bill Mollison, David Holmgren and Bill Mollison, the founders of permaculture, when they were brainstorming this many, many years ago, they brought the two terms together to create a new concept, or to share something and put a label on something that had already been used by indigenous cultures for many years. And to bring in this concept into something that they could teach, they applied this label to it. And it made sense and it stuck. So thence permaculture.
Essentially bringing the old world ways back to modern time.
Yeah. Because, if we think about it, so many cultures have already been emulating nature to be able to do what they need to do, to be able to sustain the cultures that they were doing, and without the technology that we have the benefit of today. And to be able to do that in a small garden space, because we, even though we are larger and more globally located as a people and connected, individually, we still look to our very small space. And if we want to allow ourselves to look at that small space in a larger way, we can help benefit ourselves and our community and, the world a little bit as we do a more permaculture way of gardening. I love that word. Greg loves that word. We use it in almost everything we do at the Urban Farm.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona homeowner's best friend.